I never imagined a single act of kindness could completely upend my quiet existence. My name is Sarah Miller, and my life was comfortably predictable in a cozy one-bedroom apartment in a peaceful corner of Portland. The rent was a stretch, but my freelance graphic design work kept me afloat. My landlord, Mr. Henderson, was a man in his late 50s, always courteous, perhaps a touch overly talkative, but never anything that raised a red flag. That sense of security shattered during one of the fiercest storms the city had seen all year. Winds howled like a banshee, plunging half the city into darkness as trees crashed down around us. Huddled on my couch, wrapped in a blanket with only candlelight for company, a sudden, urgent pounding on my door made me jump. I opened it to find Mr. Henderson, utterly soaked and shivering, clutching a flashlight. His face was ashen, his usually tidy hair plastered to his forehead. "My place took a hit from a falling tree," he explained, his voice trembling slightly. "No power, can't stay there tonight. I saw your lights were on while checking the building. I hate to intrude, but could I just come in and warm up for a bit?" It felt utterly wrong to turn away someone whose home had just been damaged. I nodded, stepping aside. He dripped onto my polished floorboards, and I quickly offered him a towel and a hot cup of tea. He seemed genuinely grateful, almost surprised by my willingness to help. Hours crawled by as the storm raged outside, making it clear that venturing back out was impossible. I suggested Mr. Henderson sleep on the couch. He thanked me profusely, promising he'd be gone at the crack of dawn. I went to bed feeling I'd done a genuinely good deed. The next morning I woke to the aroma of coffee and the sound of cheerful humming. Mr. Henderson was in my kitchen, wearing one of my aprons, whipping up breakfast as if he lived there. I managed an awkward smile, unsure how to react. "Morning, Sarah," he chirped. "Figured I'd make us something as a thank you. Hope you like scrambled eggs." It was peculiar, yes, but not yet alarming. After breakfast, I gently inquired about his plans, heading home, finding a hotel. He frowned, saying he was still assessing the damage and would need just one more night. I agreed, still telling myself this was the compassionate thing to do. But one night bled into 2, then 3. By the end of that first week, Mr. Henderson had fully, undeniably, moved in. His toiletries appeared in my bathroom, his shoes formed a neat line by my front door. He even changed my Wi-Fi password to something he could remember more easily. I tried to broach the subject lightly. "Mr. Henderson," I began, keeping my tone casual, "do you have an idea when you might be heading back?" "Oh, no need to rush things," he replied with a dismissive wave. "It's still not safe out there. Besides, I quite enjoy the company." That's when a knot of unease began to tighten in my stomach. He hadn't mentioned repairs or alternative arrangements. He was getting too comfortable. He started acting like the apartment was his own. He rearranged my living room furniture, tossed out food from my fridge he deemed undesirable, and began offering unsolicited advice on my decor choices. I called my best friend, Chloe, needing to vent. She was aghast. "Sarah, you have to set boundaries," she insisted. "He's your landlord, not your roommate." Chloe was absolutely right. That night, I sat Mr. Henderson down and attempted a serious conversation. "Mr. Henderson, I really need my space back. I let you stay because of the storm, but this was always meant to be temporary." His cheerful smile vanished. "You don't mean that. We've been getting along so well." He wasn't openly angry yet, but a chilling flicker of something possessive danced in his eyes. He didn't leave. Instead, he shifted tactics. He started doing small repairs around the apartment, fixing a squeaky door, replacing a light bulb, as if trying to make himself indispensable, making it harder for me to ask him to go. When I pushed again, he became defensive. "I own this building," he snapped. "Technically, this is my property." I reminded him that he had granted me full tenant rights, and his actions were unethical. He backed down with a forced laugh, but the underlying message was starkly clear. He had no intention of leaving. I started locking my bedroom door at night. He didn't knock or try to get in, but I'd hear him pacing the hallway sometimes. Once, I caught him openly reading my mail. I began spending weekends at Chloe's place just to feel like I could breathe. Every time I returned, I found something else subtly changed. My couch cushions rearranged, my closet mysteriously organized, my calendar updated with notes I hadn't written. The final, undeniable breaking point arrived when I brought a date home. His name was Liam, a genuinely kind guy I'd connected with online. We had barely stepped inside when Mr. Henderson emerged from the kitchen, his expression a mask of thinly veiled annoyance. "Oh, you've brought a guest," he stated, making no effort to hide his displeasure. "This is Liam," I said, forcing a bright smile. Liam extended a hand, but Mr. Henderson completely ignored it, standing with his arms crossed, glaring. "We were just about to head out," I said quickly, sensing Liam's discomfort. "I didn't know you had a roommate," Liam said softly once we were safely outside. "I don't," I replied, the words feeling hollow. Liam never called me back. That night, I knew I couldn't endure this a moment longer. I stayed up researching tenant laws, discovering that even as the landlord, he had zero right to occupy my unit without my consent. I contacted a local tenants' rights organization and laid bare the entire disturbing situation. They advised me to meticulously document everything and issue him a formal notice to vacate. So I did. I printed out the letter and handed it to him the next day. "I'm formally asking you to vacate the premises within 48 hours, I stated calmly. "If you don't, I will file a complaint." He read the letter in silence, then let out a short, sharp chuckle. "You're actually doing this?" "I am," I confirmed. For the first time, I saw genuine fury flash in his eyes, but he didn't argue. Instead, he walked into the guest bathroom, shut the door, and remained there for nearly an hour. I braced myself for some kind of outburst or retaliation, but when he finally emerged, all he said was a curt, "Fine." 2 days later, he was gone. No farewell, no note, just an unnerving silence. I foolishly thought it was over. But then he started appearing unannounced. First, under the guise of checking on the property, then simply lingering outside the building, watching. I caught him through the peephole once, just standing there. I called the police, but since he hadn't technically broken any laws, they said their hands were tied. I installed security cameras and changed every lock. I continued documenting every single unsettling incident. Finally, I filed for a restraining order. It took weeks, but I got it. Now, months later, my apartment truly feels like mine again. But the experience has left its mark. I'm cautious now, deeply wary of who I allow into my space. What began as a simple act of kindness spiraled into a chilling nightmare, all because I tried to help someone in need. I still believe in the power of kindness, but I've learned a crucial, painful lesson. It must always, always come with firm boundaries. Because once someone crosses that line, reclaiming your peace of mind and your life can be an incredibly difficult journey. If you're listening to this, please, take it from me. Protect your space, trust your instincts, and never, ever forget that your sense of safety and peace is worth more than anyone's temporary gratitude.